What if I told you that humanity has screwed up so spectacularly that even you would feel like a genius in comparison? That there were people who destroyed entire libraries, invented toxic makeup, and created weapons capable of ending everything in seconds. In today's video, you're going to meet the absolute worst decisions in history, the kind that make our ancestors look like masters of self-destruction. Get ready for idiotic wars nobody understood, scientific experiments that would embarrass even a high school lab, and so-called brilliant plans that cost lives and wiped out entire cultures. Think your choices are bad? Well, just wait. Spoiler, some of these would make Napoleon look like a preschooler playing with blocks. Stick around until the end, because I promise you'll laugh, you'll cry, and you'll feel ridiculously lucky not to have lived through these atrocities. And if you make it through this video without losing all faith in humanity, congratulations, you deserve a medal.
Before we dive into this epic parade of historical stupidity, do your part and prove you're a modern-day survivor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell. It's quick, painless, and believe me, less traumatic than discovering people literally poison themselves with makeup and lead. There! Now that you've secured your spot in the club of those who survive humanity's stupidity, hold on tight! A series of decisions so catastrophically bad is coming that your everyday mistakes will suddenly look like child's play. Let's go!
The Library of Alexandria, where history lost its Wi-Fi. Ah, the Library of Alexandria. That little humble spot that held all the knowledge of the ancient world. No big deal, just thousands of scrolls, revolutionary ideas, and, of course, the chance for humanity not to stumble around in the dark for centuries. But who needs knowledge when you can have fires, conquests, and a careless general? Yes, this marvel was destroyed multiple times. A war here, a decree there, an accident with some torches, and poof! Goodbye accumulated wisdom. Basically, the historical equivalent of losing your entire favorite series collection on an external hard drive, out of nowhere. Only instead of Netflix, it was the secrets of physics, mathematics, medicine, and philosophy that vanished. Cultural impact? Huge. Scientific impact? Almost nothing we could recover. Just a library that could have put humanity 2,000 years ahead? No big deal, relax. And if this library had survived, would we already be living on Mars? Ordering pizza through our digital brains? Or still arguing over who sits in the front seat? Moral of the story, sometimes destroying humanity's Wi-Fi is literally as easy as a poorly planned fire. The Crusades, history's worst group trip. Imagine a bunch of people deciding to cross entire continents just to retake Jerusalem. Yes, because the solution to any historical conflict is always the same. Grab a sword, a horse, a bad map, and go wreck everything along the way. The result? Centuries of massacres, millions dead, and absolutely nothing solved. Congratulations, folks! You just won the award for the most disastrous group trip in history! Meanwhile, the leaders were strategizing like event planners while everyone else suffered. Villages burned, families wiped out, and everyone convinced they were fulfilling a divine mission. Irony of the day, they basically created the first human horror travel package, except no one came back happy. Social and political consequences? Long-lasting, painful, and completely avoidable. It's like having a family barbecue that ends in civil war, but on a continental scale. And hey, have you ever seen a group try to organize something that ends in total disaster? Now imagine that multiplied over centuries and thousands of kilometers. Brutal, right? Moral of the story:
If you think your family vacations go wrong, at least they didn't involve crusades, swords, and centuries of accumulated religious hatred.
Lead for everyone. Lethal elegance. Nothing says Roman sophistication like poisoning yourself in style. Lead pipes carrying your water, wine sweetened with deadly powder, and cosmetics promising eternal beauty while slowly destroying your insides. The full package: glamour, status, and self-destruction, all in one. Picture it. The Roman elite at lavish dinners, debating philosophy and politics, toasting with wine, while unknowingly, every sip nudged them closer to disaster. Nothing like lighting up the hall while your body glows from within, in lead. Self-destruction with etiquette, my friends. Literal, lethal elegance. And it didn't stop there. This sophisticated poison quietly led to a public health collapse. Doctors of the time, if we can even call them that, were probably just as confused as we are today. Was it the wine, the pipes, or the Empress's blush? The result? Modern theories about the fall of the Roman Empire, floating somewhere between glorious and toxic causes. Now tell me, have you ever done something that seemed amazing but was totally destroying you from the inside? Yeah, the Romans did it every day, and with style. Moral of the story: nothing like shining in public while your body pays the price. Lead, charm, and chaos. Flat Earth and the Inquisition, burning ideas literally. Good old Middle Ages, when questioning science was basically an extreme sport. Humanity already had a special talent for screwing things up with style. Bold scientists began to suspect that the Earth was round. Yes, a dangerously heretical idea. And what did society decide to do? Burn people. Literally. Because nothing screams intelligence louder than tossing someone into a fire for thinking differently. Imagine the dialogue. You said the Earth is round? Let's burn that audacity. And so, with every curious mind eliminated, ignorance was rewarded with medals of moral bravery. Thinkers, astronomers, and philosophers vanished, while belief in a flat world stayed strong, fueled by the flames of intolerance. The result? Centuries of scientific delay, progress shelved, and a legacy of officially sanctioned stupidity. The planet might have been spinning smoothly, but humanity stood still, clinging to the best argument ever: fear of the unknown with a dash of religious sadism. And if we had embraced science earlier, would we be living on Mars today? Or at least have invented something better than online meeting memes? Moral of the story? Nothing stops knowledge faster than the deadly combo of fear, fanaticism, and misdirected sarcasm. Science might have been right, but the fire always spoke louder. Colonization and the price of civilization. Progress with smallpox. Civilization. Fancy word, right? Makes you want to write it in cursive. But when European empires decided to bring civilization to the rest of the world, the suitcase came packed with weapons, diseases, slavery, and a genocide on the side. Basically, the family combo of barbarism. Picture it. These guys land in a new land, look at the locals, and think, what an amazing place. Too bad people already live here. No worries, we'll fix that quickly. The result? Entire populations wiped out, millennia-old cultures destroyed, and forced pandemics because nothing screams progress louder than spreading smallpox along with the gospel. And they even had the audacity to call it a divine mission. Like, yes, I'm stealing your gold, but God ordered it. Now say thank you and repeat after me. Amen. And of course, centuries later, some people still paint this as a heroic adventure. Heroic for whom? The looters, maybe? For everyone else, it was a slow-motion apocalypse. Even today, you can feel the effects of this European gift: inequality, conflicts, and wounds that never heal. But hey, at least they brought mirrors and shiny trinkets. Civilization, my friends. Civilization. Now tell me, do you think progress is measured by the shine of a mirror or by the destruction of an entire civilization? Because Europeans definitely chose the shiniest option.
World wars, because one assassination wasn't enough.
Humanity and its incredible talent for turning tiny problems into global catastrophes. Act 1, World War I. Also known as the backyard fight that got out of control. It all started with the assassination of an archduke. Seriously, one guy died and the leaders thought, perfect, time to mobilize millions of soldiers, build muddy trenches, and turn Europe into a death playground. Result, millions dead, cities flattened, and an entire continent learning that sometimes diplomatic bureaucracy is deadlier than any weapon. Not satisfied, humanity repeated the script 20 years later with World War II. Now on a bigger scale with tanks, planes, and a new deadly hobby called bombs. Irony? Absolute! What was meant to be conflict resolution turned into a hands-on course in mass destruction. And of course, even amidst all the tragedy, some innovations emerged. Planes, tanks, and more efficient ways to kill people. And if we hadn't entered that spiral, would we be in a golden age? Or just inventing another creative way to destroy ourselves? Think about it while sipping your safe little coffee at home. Nuclear bombs, humanity's deadly masterpiece. Behold humanity's crowning achievement, inventing something that can wipe out everything in minutes. Yes, nuclear bombs. After years of war, researchers had that brilliant epiphany: what if we create a weapon that not only destroys cities, but also shatters the very hope of human survival? Spoiler, it worked exactly as planned. Horribly. Context: World War II, the arms race, and a dash of international panic. Suddenly, scientists, politicians, and generals became the stars of a massive destruction experiment, and the lesson seemed clear. Progress equals the ability to end everything fast. Hiroshima, Nagasaki, names that became synonymous with catastrophic error, but also historical efficiency. And it didn't stop there. The Cold War brought the bonus, the entire world breathing a sigh of relief while simultaneously praying that no leader pressed the wrong button. Irony? Humanity's greatest technological innovation is tightly linked to the highest risk of instant extinction. Now think about it. If humans can make something capable of wiping out millions in seconds, do you really think forgetting to pay your Netflix bill is your biggest problem? Spoiler, it's not.
Climate change, humanity's brilliant plan to burn the planet. Congratulations, humanity! You've unlocked global warming mode without even needing a tutorial. Decades of scientific consensus ignored with the finesse of someone skipping an impossible level warning in a video game. Because nothing screams collective intelligence like continuing to burn fossil fuels while scientists scream that the planet is literally frying. The result? Heat waves that make deserts look like water parks, storms playing demolition derby with entire cities, and weather more unpredictable than a bank line on holiday eve. And the best part? While some worry about selfies, others are literally melting under skyrocketing energy bills or being swept away by sudden floods. Acidic irony. Decades ago, we could have done something differently. Today, we're still on self-destruction autopilot, like leaving the microwave on for 12 hours and hoping for the best. The planet, of course, is unimpressed. Now tell me, if we can destroy the world in such style, do you really think forgetting to turn off your bedroom light is your biggest environmental sin? Spoiler, it's not.
Between burned down libraries, pigs that almost started wars, and Roman elites poisoning themselves in style, one thing is clear. Humanity has a natural talent for turning the ridiculous into catastrophe. The ironic part? Forgetting your email password now feels like a walk in the park. Surviving all this and still laughing? Congrats! You just joined the club of those who understand that humanity's worst decisions always come with a comedic twist.
If you made it this far, comment which of these lunacies would you use as a how not to destroy the world manual. And smash that like button and subscribe, because the only thing dumber than these decisions would be leaving without hitting it. Oh, and send it to that friend who insists on messing up. They'll love knowing they're not alone.